Testing, testing. Good, 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 good. My apologies for that. Okay, so welcome to another expose stream where this time I'll be exposing this one user named Peppercolor, but also Greylord. But anyway, I'm gonna start with Peppercolor first, and yeah, before I'll start my exposing towards these two, I wanna make sure one certain thing that obviously Peppercolor is just a dangerous person when it comes to callouts, and obviously that user would try their best to actually take down that exposing. So I just wanna say that the calling that before that if they are gonna try to contact YouTube, which we will get to that later, then I should say that I'm only calling out. It's for educational purposes. I'm not telling anyone to harass, attack, or threaten that certain user. So calling out someone, in short, calling out someone's bad behavior is not a harassment. So let's go. Let's pepper call out. Whatever is well, okay, I might have misgendered that user. Whatever they are doing is not acceptable at all. It might contain some pedophilia, manipulation, report abuse. Okay, so Peppercolor is someone who has made inappropriate drawings out of underage OCs, making themselves, again, misgender, already becoming a little pedophile, to be fair. Because when you make an art out of underage character that without at least stating that they are aged up, then it's a pedophilic move. And the user who owns this OC that is actually, yeah, who made a reply, Tiny Toxic Waste 101. Can you not draw my underage character like that? Please remove this. Apparently, that user wanted their OC or Marina, to be fair. They wanted this that the art of them to be taken down. The following user isn't happy at all with Peppercolor doing the specific underage OC in a way Peppercolor did. If you think Peppercolor learned from her mistake, well, I'd say it has been you are far from the truth. She kind of began harassing that same user, drawing their underage OC doing a handstand, revealing her underwear bottom. Way too disrespectful if you ask me. Yeah, tiny woman doing a handstand, I guess. Yeah, see, despite that user telling you that that the character is 12-year-old, and yeah, they just don't want that OC to be thrown like this. And that same user gave Peppercolor final nail in a coffin on a new ground. Yeah, you see, never draw Marina ever again. I just another yeah, the this user wanted little art trade and they wanted to keep this private, but yeah, see, genuinely Peppercolor, that is actually shameful of you to do. That includes this as well. Also, Peppercolor is also a major manipulator, which can be possibly found by a Tom fan telling that this user is defending Peppercolor. It just also proves how Peppercolor has lots of white knights around here, around their empire. This user also harassed few innocent users who may or may not have called Peppercolor out. Yeah, like Yoerix Perez Spear, or I don't know. This actually painfully mentally earlier yet. Excuse me. Earlier, Clevercore said she would deactivate her Deviant account. You can see that here. Then she reactivates her core out, meaning her account on Deviant is still active to this day and still is the day I'm actually making this exposed stream. On most, actually, wait, give me 1 second. Yeah, okay, never mind. Wait, so where did it be? On most of social media sites, this includes YouTube, X, Google Docs, Blue Sky, and etc. There is an unwritten rule that when violated, it will permanently ruin your image. It causes. Okay, that sentence is a bit copied from this one guy. I don't know if I can actually mention this user's name, this person's name, but there's not really much you can ever do to get back in a good graces of all social medias. And basically, you are just it's basically the rule called abusing report system. Anyone, including your white knights, should be deeply ashamed if you do this move to burn the bad evidence set on you. Because, yeah, pepper color, so much as their white knights have been taking those bites out of those forbidden fruits. To put it simply, pepper color themselves of or her white knights just want the truth against them, be censored by abusing a report system on social media. Pepper color even had the audacity the other day to take YouTube for her own problems, what appears to be her own mistake. See that? Oh, and that's the I've been trying to look for this. Yeah, Jeremiah Draws actually called out pepper color before, but the White Knights reported it entirely, and that's exactly why it's just. That's why their White Knights are not to be messed with if you don't know how to call out them properly, and neither if you don't know how to be 2 steps ahead by archiving your own call out somewhere. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, see, and YouTube is like that it is not acceptable despite, but yeah, if anything, looking at that video, it looks like a certain hate video, and that is also not a thing to be doing as well. But yeah, one of my friendly users called Peppercolor all before, but them and their white knights took this color down. Peppercolor, basically, Peppercolor and their white knights, yeah. But that was exactly why I wanted to call out this user as well. They are also telling other people to block and report someone for literally wrong reasons. It's man childish and oh yeah, looking at that Facebook profile, yeah, I don't. I think they just admitted that to actually having no problem like showing their own face. I believe I don't know if it's their face, and speaking of which, not to mention even their name, as it can be found on Facebook. And Peppercolor is making these videos mentioning people things like this. Yeah, but that user like genuinely, I think, not to mention their first YouTube account was deactivated. I mean terminated. What am I saying? Which was a good thing for YouTube to do, if honest. Not to mention that user also thinks that whoever actually calls them out or just makes some call out art like this, then Peppercolor will can like counter it. Yeah, no, I think that's where you are mistaken, Peppercolor, because that's not the way how to actually. That's a counter. This is not a counter. It's just an entitled way of telling that you won't step away, you won't step off. So yeah, I won't. I don't want to. Wait. Speaking of which, I did not actually saw it. Let me just check real quickly. But yeah, that there might be like entire pictures of all these evidence, but yeah, I don't know if we will get to that, but we'll get to that later, I believe, or perhaps I don't know. Anyway, back to that. So anyway, Peppercolor is getting very desperate to get their YouTube account back. You can see it here. It got terminated, and yeah, no. And that's exactly that another thing that makes Peppercolor just genuinely men childish. And yeah, it's clear that Peppercolor is extremely annoying main child, and it's the user group that should genuinely grow up. And if anything, they also ban evaded on YouTube by making this new YouTube account. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, they have ban evaded the YouTube ban. That career should be deep fried. Their career should be deep fried with shame oil, because only the biggest scumbag who is genuinely allergic to any sort of responsibility is someone who would ban evade. Also, Peppercolor has labeled me one time as a liar and the team Peppercolor as haters. You can see it here as well. See, you say you are not a groomer or pedophile, but your past acts are clearly showing it, including what your experts actually have been making up here on a Google Drive. But I'm definitely not a liar. You're just a mental refusing to accept the reality where you did the pedophilic move. And yeah, I also found this. Yeah, sounds more of a guilt tripping because one user just blocked you. Or no, scratch that. Many other people just blocked you. Like that basically just sounds like a you problem because me and other users who blocked you had a reason to block you. But I guess that's just your perk of being a blockman child. And obviously you had to take Greylord into this, and if you think you are a good person, this is where you are mistaken. Like how can you call yourself a good person when there is this evidence right here? You cannot consider yourself cute if you do pedophilic artworks. Genuinely. And another thing, I don't know who is Jean, but I don't know if they had intention to rage bait Peppercolor, but I won't touch this debatable topic. But Peppercolor, this reply of yours, it's just manipulative. You really think that Jean is a brain-rotted child who would listen to such things? Just think again. Like, who is gonna give a care on that? The supporters of yours. I try to say it more German here. I'm sorry, Germans. Who are just about as bad as you. Also, Peppercolor seems to have also lost it according to this page, where I am also included. First of all, it's just they are just playing victim card yet again, attention seeking card, and guilt tripping card. These three things are the most common behaviors of someone who cannot handle criticism. And second of all, if I ever see if I see anyone paint me as a bad guy, well, unless I make some just basically, I'm sorry, okay. No one's gonna make a no. That's also a wrong thing to be said. But if you are a man child who just cannot handle being criticized, don't even try to label me as a bad guy because clearly I'm just calling you out. Just because I'm calling you out doesn't give a meaning to make such artwork, as you can see. I'm making myself clear anyway. So yeah, anyway, and that's there the description. That user just thinks just tried to basically just went to link my document back in the Google Docs, and it's quite guilt trippy. This guilt trip is just an easy target for your supporters to support you and possibly take their money out towards yourself. I mean, sorry, I just made another spelling mistake. And these two certain people are also starting to feel something uncertain about you. And I'm not saying woo for safety reasons. But if any comment is gonna say that we need to stop doing it to pepper color, think twice. Because text color was made for a good reason, because we learn, we don't forget, so that there are more users like pepper color, guilt tripping, pedophilic, and toxic, etc. Get your mind straight, right? Same goes to pepper color. Your career is not gonna last invincible or unscathed, because if the path is dark enough and you don't run from it, your career will go better than my idol's career back then, also known as Prince Stick Figure. I've been actually his friend before, but because of them sending like not safe for work art to 15-year-old, they just had deserving to be called out, and some username Stray Pheasant was just trying to make some stupid housery towards me, and pretty much Black War Greymon 2003. He made the best choice back then, cause yeah. And it's honestly shame Pepper Colored White Knights has to ban this user. I should say Black War Greymon has learned the exact same hard way as this username. Yeah, I'm not gonna say if I don't know if they gonna return, but clearly they Barlack War Greymon has learned the exact same hard way when making hate arts, it will eventually bite back. Yeah. And if anything, Peppercolor has actually managed to take down my callouts towards themselves. Because this same email is clearly showing it that they actually took down my callout in the harshest way possible, and that's where I said that if Peppercolor, if you think you have won, then that's where you are mistaken. Because I had a file garden on me where I have been literally updating everything on it. This callout leads to an unreportable version of Peppercolor's callout, and yeah, that's just my meaning of mess around and find out the jokes on you, Peppercolor. If you are watching this, you should have really known better that time. Peppercolor, yeah. Also, that user tried to tell everyone to unblock them, and that's the most desperate move Peppercolor has ever pulled. If you expect every single person to just magically unblock you, then you're thinking of it is as big as Jupiter. But if you are that person who just hates getting blocked and tells everyone to unblock me, I also saw, yeah, clearly that is actually something that. Apparently pencil work they actually spread some fake rumor about pencil worker, and that is also not okay. You get me? But yeah, that is actually, and that's a thing about pepper color. So yeah, moving on to moving on to Grey Lord. The Grey Lord, there. Grey Lord is basically the person who is a White Knight boss of Pepper Color. So the reason why I am calling out also Grey Lord is his also extreme support to this bad reputation username Peppercolor, which can be seen here. Like, I don't want anyone to block me and Peppercolor anymore. Please stop the menace. Yeah, that is not gonna help because you are admitting yourself that you are a block mental who just hates being blocked, as well as the fact you hate it when Peppercolor gets blocked. Yeah, pathetic. Not to mention. Yeah, great Lord. We wouldn't have that problem with each other if with you doing this art for Pepper Color. If Pepper Color just didn't have the bad reputation plus the fact I called her out. To anyone reading this, I'll show you the call out later when I'm done calling out this user. But I guess you already know it because I already called out that user. Now, yeah, Greylord literally just tries to make a protest where it says that Peppercolor is not a creep, and in reality, that's just a crude lie. Not to mention, Peppercolor is accused and cyberbullied by someone. Yeah, no. How is calling out someone a cyberbullying? Unless that user Blackboard Greymon did a hate art, then it might make sense. But yeah, just don't, okay? He's officially suspended from email that and you begin to take your aggressive behavior. Yeah, so just making. But yeah, very lucky. Yeah, safe pepper color. That is not gonna. I don't know if that's gonna last any longer, but after the stream, we'll just see about that. Yeah, and if anything, how are we ungrateful for pepper color's innocence? She is not innocent at all. We are not creeps. In fact, we are call outers. Just that user made that Peppercolor made some major out of underage OCs. Then harassed that user behind that underage OC. This user is just also a manipulator. So to anyone reading this, don't get easily manipulated by Peppercolor. They also harassed many more users, benefited YouTube ban. Yeah, you name it actually. So none of you should keep supporting Peppercolor, but I guess that sentence I just said will make just Greylord yap about Peppercolor sentence, which is Greylord's fault for doing that. Also, no surprise that Greylord is in this group because yeah, this is just disgusting square. Not to mention they made this art that for Peppercolor. And yeah, oh yeah, and this that's the worst thing. That's literally just if I'm not mistaken, it's a murder art towards the people who called out. Yeah, very powerful. You never wanna take him off, never, or you feel wrath over his still for fist. Yeah, no, shut it, Grey Lord. You're not. You should learn you are not destroying anyone. In fact, it makes you pathetic. You actually messing. No surprise you deleted that, or perhaps someone reported it and got it to go from your page. Whether this or that, I'm glad it is taken down because this just shows how big of a fanboy of Peppercolor you are. It makes you look more man childish than most BTS fanboys. My apologies to them, no offense. I respect you like a BTS. I have nothing against BTS fanboys. I get that they actually love BTS. I get that they are just little stands. I don't know, but let's just make it clear, okay? I actually said it. Wait, I know you like BTS and I respect that, but at least don't be mentioned. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I have nothing against BTS boy band. No offense to any BTS fans who aren't mentioned either. Like I know you like a BTS boy band and I respect that, but at least please don't be mentioned to the level grade or this. That's the nothing against I wanted to say. Anyway, Greylord is a Peppercolor's biggest fanboy, biggest defender, and if that isn't the same word, Greylord is the Peppercolor White Knight boss. So don't try to confront him about Peppercolor's bad commitments, because Greylord is clearly extremely stubborn to acknowledge that. And to anyone who wants to know what Peppercolor is, yeah, that's Google, which is actually taken down because of Peppercolor's White Knights. Oh yeah, and yeah, again, no attacking, no harassing, no threatening to this user, because this will put you to downhill. And this crowd serves here for educational purposes. Thank you for reading and understanding. Have a good day. Hope you may understand. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, I have to remind again, okay? In case Peppercolor will try to tell YouTube that I am harassing this user, think again. I am not harassing. I'm just calling out and harassing someone. Calling out someone and harassing someone. It has a fine difference between these two meanings. Calling out is like literally exposing some person's true colors, while harassing is basically hating on them, constantly threatening them, attacking them without I'm doing that constantly. So just so it's clear, okay?